right now on 18 Eyewitness News.
Severe weather moves through southeast Missouri. Also, power goes out to thousands during Monday night storms. Plus, how you can get some bargains in a huge yard sale. All these stories on my latest Storm Tracker weather forecast. 18 Eyewitness News starts right now.
18 Eyewitness News starts now.
A long line of storms built across the region Monday, prompting severe weather to move through southeast Missouri. Hello, everyone. I'm Dustin Coppin for Fred Dawkins. Several thunderstorm warnings were issued in our area, as well as a tornado watch. There were several reports of downed trees and some damage to buildings because of the strong winds. Lightning was also intense, and the area saw heavy rainfall, causing some low-lying areas to overflow. As always, we're here for you. So when severe weather strikes, turn it to the Dawkins broadcast group of stations for the latest weather information. For some severe weather safety tips, visit our website, KDKZ18.com. And now, are you ready for severe weather season? If it hits your area, let us know by voting at our online poll at KDKZ18.com. Nearly 2,000 Ameren, Missouri customers in the Bonne Terre, Deloge, and Park Hills area lost power because of the storms that moved through the area late Monday. There was strong winds and lightning throughout the evening. However, the cause of the outage is not known. We will continue to follow the story and bring you the latest on KDKZ18.com. The Missouri House and Senate had a busy last week in session. State Senator Wayne Wallingford says even though the session is over with, there is still a lot left to do.
The pressure's on. The calendar was full. There were still lots of bills to discuss that could have been passed, but you have to try to pick the ones that you think have the best chance.
Wallingford says that none of the issues can be touched until the session starts back up next January. Governor Jay Nixon announced Monday that Missouri Department of Social Service Director Alan Freeman has resigned from the department to return to his position as president and chief executive officer of Grace Hill Health Centers, Inc. Nixon will name Deputy Director of Social Services Brian Kincaid as acting director when Freeman's resignation takes effect on May 31st. And temperatures across the area are on the warm side. 77 in St. Genevieve, 76 in Potosi, Fredericktown right now at 77 and 75 in Piedmont. Looking ahead for the next several hours this evening, 7 p.m. temperature 78 degrees with a shower or a thunderstorm possible. They could be on the strong to severe side. We'll, of course, keep you updated if that does occur. That's going to be off and on for the rest of this evening. 73 degrees at 9 p.m. and then 68 by midnight. More details on your forecast coming up in just a little bit. And when we come back, yard selling for 100 miles. We'll let you know how when we come back.
For 15 years, Heartland Furniture and Appliance has been a leader in price for Restonic bedding. Whirlpool built Crosley appliances, Frigidaire appliances, sofa sets, recliners, accent furniture, and White's metal detectors. Same-day delivery with no waiting. We are fast becoming this area's leader in the home furnishing and appliance business. Need a little cash? Payday loans are available in each store. We'd love to have you come see us at one of our 3 locations on both sides of Main Street in Piedmont, Business 60 in Dexter, and next to Current River Ford in Donovan. Heartland Furniture and Appliance, 223-3200.
Let it wash you this morning. Oh, the blood of Jesus shed for me. What a sacrifice that saved my life. With the blood, it is my victory.
How can heat also be cool? When it comes from targeted induction technology, which uses electromagnetic waves to quick heat your pan, boiling up to 40% faster, while the surface around it stays perfectly cool to the touch. It's faster, hotter, and, well, cooler.
Hi, Bob Seabaugh at Seabaugh Furniture and Appliance. Come and see this and other great features and benefits that will amaze you. Now on sale at Seabaugh.
You're watching 18 Eyewitness News with Fred Dawkins and Dustin Kopp. 18 Eyewitness News continues.
And welcome back. Visitors and residents will be out in full force along Route 25 Memorial Day weekend in search of bargains at the 100-mile yard sale. But MoDOT wants you to remember the greatest savings of the event could be a life. MoDOT will do its part to bring the safety message to the forefront. Message boards will be in place along the route to alert drivers of the unusual traffic patterns and promote safe driving. For more information, call MoDOT's Customer Service Center toll free at 188 Ask MoDOT. That's 1-888-275-6636. Well, after a month of being closed, the Dorena-Hickman Ferry resumed operation on Tuesday morning. The ferry had been closed since the morning of April 22nd when floodwaters reached the top of the Kentucky landing at Hickman. The Dorena-Hickman Ferry normally is forced to halt operations when the Cairo gauge reaches about 44 feet. Floodwaters dropped enough on Monday to allow the ferry crew to clear driftwood and other debris from the landing on each side of the river. The Dorena-Hickman Ferry connects Kentucky 1354 at Hickman, Kentucky with Missouri Route A and Route 77 near Dorena. Drivers can also check on the ferry's operating status by calling 731-693-0210. On May 9th, the Cape Girardeau Police Department released surveillance photos in regards to a burglary that occurred in the 2000 block of West Cape Rock. Last Friday, detectives from the Cape Girardeau County Sheriff's Office were investigating a burglary that occurred in Cape Girardeau County. Through their investigation, information was developed that led to the identity of a specific individual. Cape Girardeau Police Department investigators assisted in the investigation. Both investigations led to the arrest this week of Xavier Canada and Stephen Johnson, and also Marcus Canada. All three are now facing charges involving burglaries that occurred in Cape Girardeau. Xavier Canada is charged with a Class C felony burglary in the second degree with a $20,000 bond. Marcus Canada is charged with Class C felony unlawful possession of a concealable firearm with a $15,000 bond. Stephen Johnson is charged with Class C felony of unlawful possession of a firearm with a $25,000 bond. The investigation is still ongoing. More charges may be filed as the investigation unfolds. On Monday, Dustin Skaggs appeared for sentencing in crimes that he committed in April. Skaggs has been charged with stealing property damage in the first degree, burglary in the second degree, stealing a motor vehicle, and knowingly burning or exploding. There was no plea agreement, and Skaggs pled guilty as charged to all counts. After testimony on Monday was presented by the state of multiple victims, Skaggs was sentenced to serve 25 years in the Missouri Department of Corrections. And when we come back, we will have the latest Missouri State headlines. We'll be right back.
When someone comes in a Mineral Area's emergency department, our focus is giving them the best treatment in the quickest manner possible. We track every single patient, sending the doctors information before they even walk in the room. We have dedicated X-ray and CT equipment in our emergency department. We don't have to waste any time running all over the hospital. We know that minutes count in an emergency, and you can count on ER Plus at Mineral Area Regional Medical Center.
With extended hours, let the UPS store pack and ship your gifts.
Hi, I'm Steve from the UPS store in Farmington, Missouri. Me and my staff would like to wish you and yours a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
The National Weather Service has confirmed 2 small tornadoes in southwest Missouri early Monday. The touchdowns occurred shortly after midnight in Jasper County and neighboring Dade County. Only minor damage was reported. The agency says a tornado touched down briefly around 12:05 a.m. about 2 miles east of Carthage, pulling down trees and power lines and destroying some outbuildings. In Dade County, a small tornado touched down about 20 minutes later at a golf course on the west side of Lockwood. The twister damaged the roof of a grocery store and uprooted some trees. The Weather Service rated the tornado an EF1 with winds estimated at 80 miles per hour. Police are still trying to determine why a speeding car ran into a building in St. Louis, killing the driver. The accident happened late Sunday night. Police say 57-year-old Aaron Adele's car struck an unoccupied building. He was taken to a hospital where he later died. Witnesses saw the car speeding, cross a traffic lane, then hit a curb and drive over the sidewalk and into the building. 2 men admit they stole copper wire from utility poles while the city of Joplin recovered from a devastating tornado in May of 2011. 45-year-old Timothy Silvera of Joplin and 32-year-old Nico Kraft of Laurel, Indiana, pleaded guilty Monday to felony counts of theft from a public utility. They face up to 7 years in prison during sentencing on July 22nd. A third man, 43-year-old Dennis Ray of Joplin, was sentenced to 3 years in prison for the same charge. Springfield City Council has again rejected a proposal to lower penalties for small amounts of marijuana. Supporters gathered enough signatures last summer to limit the penalties for marijuana possession, but council members declined to put the proposal on the November ballot. Instead, the council approved the petition and then repealed it. An alternate bill was then drafted and would have gone on the August ballot. Both bills would have required the city to charge some first and second time offenders who had 35 grams or less of marijuana with municipal infractions rather than criminal misdemeanors. When we come back, will we see more storms throughout the area? I'll get your latest storm tracker weather forecast. We'll be right back.
Your health is brought to you by Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy.
If you or a loved one has been implanted with a pelvic mesh, commonly called a bladder sling, you may be entitled to a significant cash award. Many women implanted with this device have suffered discomfort, excruciating pain, and even incontinence. The FDA has even warned that pelvic meshes may cause serious injuries, including pain, scarring, infection, incontinence, and discomfort. If you or a loved one has been implanted with a pelvic mesh,
call the Rely On Group at 800-796-6986.
Here is your Storm Tracker forecast.
And welcome back. Currently we have temperatures on the mild side here in southeast Missouri. 79 here at the studio with some showers and thunderstorms out there. Feels like 79, giving us a dew point at 68 with 68% humidity and a south wind at 8 miles per hour. Throughout southeast Missouri, we're seeing temperatures on the warm side. 77 in St. Genevieve, Cape Girardeau at 78, 77 in Fredericktown and Piedmont right now at 75. Across the state of Missouri, a little bit cooler in Springfield at 69 degrees, 74 in Columbia, 75 in KC, and right now in St. Louis at 68 degrees. Or excuse me, 78 rather. Possible strong storms continue off and on this evening. Cooler air is in place starting tomorrow. It looks like sunshine returns for your Thursday. So here is the big map for your forecast. We're going to see those chances of isolated thunderstorms off and on the rest of this evening. They're mostly staying down to our south, but we could possibly see some drift our way here in the Farmington area, Park Hills, Bonne Terre. Don't be surprised if you see a shower or a thunderstorm this evening. So for tonight, we will see temperatures in the 60s, 60 to 65, thunderstorms likely. Some could be on the strong to severe side. Winds coming out of the south at about 5 to 10. Then for tomorrow, isolated thunderstorms. Otherwise, cloudy skies, 77 to 81 does it for a daytime high. Looking ahead for the next several days, 75 and partly sunny on your Thursday. Friday, mostly sunny, 72. 75 and partly sunny on your Saturday. Then more rounds of isolated scattered thunderstorms on Sunday and Monday. Temperatures near 80 and 82 and partly sunny on your Tuesday. Don't forget to get the latest weather information at our website, KDKZ18.com. Still to come, imagine getting a new hip or knee implant only to learn months later you're allergic to it. Why that's a growing concern and what doctors are doing about it. Next in Health News.
I'm Stacy Johnson. If you're about to tie the knot, Don't let money tie you up in knots. How about a little engaging financial advice for those about to get married? It's just ahead on Money Talks News. Tips to make you money delivered daily. The totally free Money Talks newsletter. Sign up now and get my money makeover video, a $50 value, as my gift. MoneyTalksNews.com.
Attention, Accutane warning. If you have Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, or inflammatory bowel disease, it may have been caused by the acne drug Accutane. Accutane victims have recently been awarded millions of dollars. Do not delay. There are time deadlines to file a claim.
Call the Rely On Group now to be connected with an experienced attorney. There is absolutely no risk on your part. You don't owe us a penny unless we are successful.
Call the Rely On Group at 800-698-3105.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, call now to get the new talking meter. These new meters are more accurate, they're easier to use, and the best news is you don't have to prick your fingers anymore. Arriva makes it simple. They bill Medicare directly. There are no upfront costs, and they deliver your supplies right to your door for free.
For more information, call 1.
And welcome back. Knee and hip replacement surgeries are skyrocketing in this country. By 2030, hip replacements will shoot up 174%, knee replacements near 700%. And with that increase comes a serious concern. Doctors say a growing number of patients may be allergic to their new joints and won't find out until they are already implanted. But as Clark Powell shows us, development of a new blood test could change that.
After having both hips replaced, Paula Spurlock expected to face months of rehabilitation to regain her strength and mobility, but she never expected this.
I was going crazy with the itching. I just couldn't take it. My head itched. I mean, every single thing in me itched.
Along with the itching came intense pain, but it wasn't until she got a PET scan for a lung problem that doctors learned something was wrong with Paula's new hip. Special testing showed she was allergic to it. So after months of misery and tens of thousands of dollars for surgery, Paula had to start all over again.
Unfortunately, the only option right now is to replace it with something to which they're not allergic.
But thanks to experts at National Jewish Health in Denver, there may soon be a simple way to tell if you're allergic to an implant before you get it. Karen Pacheco is an allergist who says a growing number of patients are not only allergic to the metals used in implants, but to the bone cement used in surgery. Right now, the best way to detect those allergies is to do a skin test before surgery, but those can take weeks to get results, and you need a specialist to do them. So Dr. Pacheco and laboratory director Dr. Vijaya Knight developed a new option. It's a simple blood test that can detect allergies to nickel, a metal often used in implants and the most common contact allergen in the country.
It's easier. You can send in the blood and it gets developed. You don't need to have somebody available who knows how to do the patch testing.
By 2030, there could be more than 11,000 implants every day in the U.S., and some of those patients may be able to avoid painful allergic reactions after surgery thanks to a routine blood test before it. At National Jewish Health in Denver, this is Clark Powell reporting.
Researchers hope to use the blood test on a wide scale in the next couple of years. Not everyone needs to be tested for allergies before surgery. It's wedding season, and if you're about to walk down the aisle, there are lots of things to talk about, including family finances. Money reporter Stacy Johnson has some advice to help keep those tying the knot from getting tied up in knots.
The number one cause of divorce, it's always said, is money. So if there's anything that you're not matched up or you have a great difference, that might play a big role, and you have to look out for secrecy.
A marriage is a merger, merging lives and merging money. Long before you walk down that aisle, you should make sure you're on the same page about family finances. So long before you even think of saying yes to the dress, make sure you've got the right money mate.
You have to ask each other or find out, what are your philosophies about money? What are your goals for the future? You have to really look at that too, because that might not work well, or you have to at least disclose it so you know what you're dealing with.
And if you've got a new house in those future plans, remember that your credit scores will also be joined.
When you merge your household, the one that has the bad credit will improve, but the one that has the great credit score will be dragged down.
What about the wedding itself? At an average cost now approaching $30 grand, That party is a perfect opportunity to test your partnership.
You don't want to be paying for your wedding 10 years after you're married. So even though a great wedding is a lot of fun, but for one day, you could be paying 10 years.
Money and marriage. That's what really goes together like a horse and carriage. So make sure you talk about money early and often, and then you're going to be ready for better or for worse. Want more information on money and marriage? You can find it right here at moneytalksnews.com. Just do a search for marriage. For Money Talks News, I'm Stacy Johnson.
As Stacy said, he's got more information and links at his website. To get there, visit our website, KDKZ18.com, and click on the Money Talks link under the Lifestyles menu.
And coming up here in Sports Zone, the Padres beat out the Cardinals. Also, there's a new transfer to Mizzou, and Houston wins over the Royals. Sports Zone is next.
Coming up tonight on KDKZ Channel 18. This is Sports Zone.
Jason Marquis has won 5 consecutive starts for the first time since 2007 when he was with the Chicago Cubs. He allowed 2 runs, 1 earned, on 3 hits in 6 innings while striking out 3 and walking 4 as the San Diego Padres defeated the Cardinals 4-2. The Cards had a 2-1 lead after Chase Headley booted a Shelby Miller grounder in the second, and the Padres traded a run for 2 outs on a double play ball in the third. The Padres chased Miller in the sixth, and then they scored 2 runs on 3 walks, 1 hit, and a hit batter. The rookie threw 107 pitches, who has struggled in 2 starts ever since his gym against the Rockies. Former Baylor swingman Deuce Bilo will transfer to Mizzou and have 2 years of eligibility remaining after he sits out the upcoming 2013-14 season. Bilo, 6'4", averaged 2.4 points and 1.4 rebounds in 10.9 minutes per game as a sophomore last season. And not even a series opener against the Houston Astros, who have the worst record in baseball with Miami, could help the Royals get out of their funk. Matt Dominguez hit a 3-run homer, and Jason Castro added a solo shot to give Houston a 6-5 win over the Royals on Monday night. Royal starter Jeremy Guthrie allowed 8 hits and a season-high 6 runs in 5 innings during his shortest start of the season so far. He had gone 18 games without a loss before allowing 19 hits and 11 runs in the past 2 games to lose 2 straight. That's Today in Sports, guys. It's back to you at the news desk. I'm Aaron Cox.
Thanks a lot, Aaron. That does it for 18 Eyewitness News. Stay connected 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by visiting our website, KDKZ18.com, for your local news, weather, and sports.
When you see news happening in your area, let us know about it. You can call our news department at 573-701-9590 or email us at news@DawkinsBroadcastGroup.com.